Good afternoon. It's Wednesday, so it's time for my midweek pickup. Hope everybody had a good week. Today is Earth Day. Happy Earth Day to everybody, I guess. We have a day for everything now. 420 was Monday, and then 421 is National Surprise Drug Test Day. So for some reason, it seems like every day is a specific day now. But anyway, it's all in fun. My topic today is knowing your priorities. Every time when I do my midweek pickups, at the end I say put God first, family, and the rest will follow. I was in a situation last week where I did not follow my own directions. So I'm in the process of correcting them. And I will correct them because you can't be trying to tell somebody something and you're not following the same path that you're trying to lead somebody else down. But anyway, here's what happened in a nutshell. I got a call from my daughter's school. She wasn't feeling well. I tell my superiors, I'm going to have to leave, go pick up my daughter real quick. She's not feeling well. And it was told to me, oh, you just pulled the case. You need to finish that before you go and check on your daughter or whatever. In my mind, at one point, I would have been like, I don't care what you're talking about. I'm out of here. But for some reason, something was like, well, I know how fast I am. I know I can get this done pretty fast. So I'm going to go on and finish the case, and then I'll go and pick up my baby or whatever, which is completely out of character again. But, sometimes we're brainwashed in a way at our job. We feel like, we can't take time off. We feel like we can't leave if it's an emergency, things like that. So I guess that mentality went into my mind or whatever. Long story short, finished the case in about 15 minutes, run out the building or whatever, get a call. Baby's being rushed to the hospital in the ambulance. So that right there awakened me in a way just to kind of put me aware that, I'm doing all of this stuff and everything, and I'm trying to get people to understand what's going on in the world and trying to reach people in a certain aspect. But I actually didn't do something that I try to preach to you every day, because at this point, the way I'm looking at it now, I did put my job before my family, and that's not something that will ever happen ever again in life, period. No matter if it's a small common cold or whatever the case may be. But this is the kicker, though. You have certain people that you have to quote unquote answer to or whatever at your job. Everybody has it, unless you're working for yourself and you're providing your own means of funds or whatever. You have someone to answer to, no matter what. No matter how high up you are, how high a position you are, you're going to have someone in that corporate setting to answer to or whatever. But it's beginning to come very very obvious that people don't care about you, period. They only care about what you can do to make them look better. And this is where we have to cut, draw, whatever you want to do with the line. You need to do it here and now, because this is what's going to happen. It's going to be a situation where you're really going to have to be gone. And you're going to tell them, hey, I have to leave. This is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. They're going to give you the same old speech. Well, you can't leave right now. You need to do this. Or I don't think you should leave at this point in time. I need you to do that. You leave anyway. Next thing you know, after working so hard, busting it for these people for months, years at a time, one situation comes up and you leave. You put that situation before your job. All of a sudden, you're in the unemployment line. And you're like, man, I put so much time and effort into that place, 15, 20 years, whatever. I can't believe they just laid me off because I had an issue with my child, or I had an issue because of my health, or anything. So this is what I encourage all of us to do, including myself. If you have a gift, which all of us do have some type of gift, manifest your gift. Do what you have to do. If you have to keep your job for a certain amount of time, keep your job for that certain amount of time, but do not let them smother you. This is where we all get mixed up in the world, and we all find out, what's really important and what's really not important. Not saying your job isn't important, because it makes ends meet, it's paying your bills. But if you're in a job where it's only making bills, what are you really working for? You working for that, oh, I get to move up in the company one day? Is that what you're working for? Or are you working for them? Because if you really think about it, you are just working for them. Because even though you may get that raise or that promotion, yes, you're still with that company. Yes, you have a little bit more power, a little bit more say so, a little bit more leverage. But what do you really have for yourself? A couple extra $100 in your pocket. Yeah, that's nice. But still, what if something happens? You're back into that same boat as to where they want you to put them before everything else. And that's not how it's supposed to be. That's not how it's supposed to go in anybody's life. Because if any of your supervisors, bosses, whatever you want to call them, if any of their kids had any problem, do you think they're going to come to you and be like, hey, my baby's sick, I got to go. I just wanted to let you know, just in case things get a little rocky around here. Just want to put you on notice. I'm not going to be here anymore today. No, that's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. You may find out later in the email. Somebody might send you a little note. Hey, such and such is out right now. Be aware of whatever the case may be. But if you look at how much you're really worth, and I really hate to put it like this, but you know what you get annually. If you have an annual salary or whatever, you know what you get, monthly or whatever, you know what you get daily. See how much you're worth per minute at your job and really think about that. We know, if you make $20 an hour or whatever, see how much that equates minute wise, and see how much you do within that minute that you're quote unquote worth at the job at that point in time. Just something to think about. As always, I say this in every midweek pickup. I'm doing this not only to try and help other people, I'm doing this for myself as well. This is my therapy. This is what I do to get things off of my mind, get things off of my chest, and to say some things that other people may be afraid to say or don't know how to say it. I want to relate to people. I want to help motivate someone. I want to see people be progressive. I don't want to see people sitting in the same spot forever. But if your mind state is not right, you will be sitting at the same spot forever. And then you're going to look back and be like, dang, 10 years ago I was saying the same thing and I'm still here. What am I doing here? I'll tell you what you're doing there. Your mind has been enslaved, so you think you have no other avenues. And you can't approach any other avenues because you're working 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, maybe 7 to 3. And when will you have time to better yourself? Think about that real hard, real careful. As always, I say this and I mean it to the maximum now. Put God first, your family second, everything else will fall in line. Do that. Y'all have a good week. I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Peace.